Okay. Thank you, Nikita. Thank you so much for joining this talk show, which is extreme gratitude, and I'm really grateful to you for joining this session. It's been since I don't know how many months we are discussing on this, but finally we got this chance. So thank you for joining.
Uh, no, thanks to you, Advait, for having me here. I feel the way your talk show is getting a fame and also popularity, I feel very good to be part of it. So, thank you for having me here.
Thank you. Okay, Nikita. So before I start my first question, I just really want to appreciate you the way you have, the way you are living your life, especially the way you have progressed in your career in past few years. It's really amazing, and I congratulate you for that. And so my first question is around that only. What exactly, what encouraged you, or who encouraged you to, climb up this corporate ladder, and you are at, a topmost in that ladder, right? So if you could tell us about that.
Yeah, sure. I think I will say that
Mm-hmm.
it's within you, okay, and your belief that everything happens with you happens for good. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel that that one thing is something very significant and close to me, and that is where I am.
Mm-hmm.
Because whatever comes to your way, the challenges,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and you embrace that, you keep it close to you, you
Mm-hmm.
cherish, and you think that that is happening for your good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you are there. I
Mm-hmm.
feel, you know, one's dedication is always doing the right thing at right place, not complain much. I mean, every one of us complain,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, not regret, do not
Mm-hmm.
complain much. And
Mm-hmm.
then, keep going and embrace whatever you are receiving
Mm-hmm.
by God's grace, in your life. And I think embrace that, and that's what make you going.
Mm-hmm.
I feel there is a lot to learn from everyone around you,
Mm-hmm.
whoever cross a path with you, and
Mm-hmm.
if you get continue motivation from them,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where it is fulfilling your life, I would say.
Okay. So if I understood it correctly, you are trying to say that, you got inspiration within, and of course, probably from looking at people's lives, how they are getting success and all. That's what your motivation was,
True,
right?
true, true.
Okay. And you mentioned about, overcoming challenges and all. So if you could tell us about, some primary challenges that you have faced, and how did you overcome those things?
Yeah, sure. I mean, of course, when I look at the challenges, I will say uh, outside, inside,
Mm-hmm.
external, internal,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm someone who will like to also see first inside, then outside, that what are the challenges, right?
Mm-hmm.
And first thing I feel is that your own battle with yourself
Mm-hmm.
about, I mean, let's say self doubt sometimes, okay? And
Mm-hmm.
that one thing is the biggest challenge I had faced in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that sometimes it still comes back, but
Mm-hmm.
I fight with that.
Mm-hmm.
And your own battle with yourself, when I say, it's about, how am I, right? Am I creating value? Am I doing good?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, someone is so strong, and I mean, I'm not sure how am I doing, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that I feel is the one of the most biggest challenge I had it with me.
Mm-hmm.
Now I conquered it to a level,
Mm-hmm.
and if I still get it sometimes, I try to remind myself to fight it with that.
Mm-hmm.
That is inside. Now if
Mm-hmm.
I say outside the world, I don't want to intend to take this conversation into something like a female and a male, I mean, I would say conversation. But at
Mm-hmm.
the same time, I will say that I feel sometimes that in a male dominated environment, sometimes it's tougher for girls, and the
Mm-hmm.
challenges are more, I would say,
Mm-hmm.
for girls. If I talk about corporate, personal life, anywhere, right, professional,
Mm-hmm.
personal, I'm talking,
Mm-hmm.
I think there are more
Mm-hmm.
challenges which you have to then overcome in your
Mm-hmm.
journey.
Mm-hmm.
I have experience of working in different industry like textile, IT, EPC, manufacturing.
Mm-hmm.
And altogether, my experience, maybe I will minus IT here,
Mm-hmm.
but other than that, everywhere situation is same, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I would call it as less female friendly, I would say, environment. And in that, you have your own challenges. But
Mm.
securing your place tight, and you are responsible for that. I feel that that's how you overcome it. I mean,
Okay.
do not think that anyone else is going to fix that for you. I
Mm-hmm.
think you have to fix it yourself, and that's how you can overcome. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
inside outside both the problems, I will call it.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. So I just want to go now a little bit deep into that. Just what you said about the inside challenges you mentioned about like you were doubting yourself, right? So how did you exactly come out of those things? Like you might have done some practice, where you could come out of those beliefs or those thought patterns. So if you could tell us about that.
Okay, so I will say that every one of us have to identify our self actualization. Okay,
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm,
I mean, there is a time whereas you start self-actualizing, and the
mm-hmm,
moment you start self-actualizing, sometimes it is you yourself. Then I mean, through some motivation, through some people, you get that, and sometimes it is I mean, triggered by someone else, right? Who is
mm-hmm,
maybe I mean, seeing you as a good potential
mm-hmm.
and trying to help you then
Right.
reach your true potential. I
Mm,
think that's how you come across to your self actualization journey,
mm-hmm,
and that's where you start realizing that these are my exact challenges, and
mm-hmm.
this is how I'm going to overcome. You
Okay.
are not really asking for a solution
Mm-hmm,
for yourself, but
mm-hmm.
you also start looking at the alternatives, which is going to really then help you to overcome this. So
Right.
that's what I will say.
Okay. Or I think you're trying to say that, like more introspection and more self-awareness that I think helped you to, be aware of your limitations and then, acknowledge those and then accept those and then, overcome, right?
So
So,
I think you are making it crisp better than anything.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, but good, good. But like since you are at, I would say in the corporate world, I mean, you have achieved a lot of success. You have overcome so many challenges and all. Uh, what do you like to suggest to, like aspiring females, especially women who are trying to make their way in this corporate world? What do you want to suggest to them?
I think I keep it simple because I
Mm-hmm,
feel that that's how I myself have learned from my okay, women around me. Okay,
mm-hmm,
and I will keep it simple to
mm-hmm,
other girls as well.
mm-hmm.
I say that never feel less of yourself. That's one
Okay.
thing,
Mm-hmm,
and that was maybe the mistake I used to also do sometimes in past. I would say, but that one thing is then keep you not ahead in the game, and that's one thing you should definitely be self-aware of. Never feel
mm-hmm,
less of yourself.
mm-hmm,
Another thing is always aspire to give your best,
mm-hmm,
and then do not leave it halfway, and
mm-hmm.
just give your best and then leave it there, and do not really see that if the outcome is great then only I'm doing great. Do not really think like that. Just give your
Mm.
best, and I
Okay.
think you are going to get the best in return. That's what I feel.
Mm-hmm,
And last thing I will say here, which I feel is very interesting, and I say it to many of the girls,
mm-hmm,
be your own promotional partner, right? If
mm-hmm,
you yourself is not going to talk about yourself or speak about yourself,
mm-hmm.
no one is going to really do that, right?
Right.
So do that for yourself. Do not overdo, do
Mm-hmm,
not underestimate, but do
mm-hmm,
it right at the level you feel that you should do. But be
mm-hmm,
a promotional partner of yourself, because that's
mm-hmm,
how it is going to help you to put
mm-hmm.
yourself and you are the best person to speak about you. None of the other person do that better than you.
Right. Right. Yeah, I think when you said so correctly about like not feeling less than anyone else, right? I mean, so I think not only girls probably, but everyone has that feeling sometimes in life that we feel not good enough कि शायद मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगा, right? मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगी. So I think, and that these all these challenges are, within, right? It is not with someone else. So, and those are very difficult to overcome. But that's why, I call you unstoppable. So you are unstoppable in a way that you overcome yourself every now and then, and of course that gets reflected in the outer world as a success, right?
True. And there is much more to, I would say, do more. I would say
Mm-hmm.
there is no limit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as you are calling me unstoppable, I'm gaining more motivation from here, and I'm saying that there is much more to do further.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. We will come to know during the interview what's
Okay.
next. Okay.
Yeah.
What since I know you, your journey, a little bit of your journey. Uh, I sometimes wonder how did you learn all these different skills basically? Because you are into human resource domain, and earlier you were into some different domains, right? But then how did you learn all these things? Your how was, like, is was it your enthusiasm to learn the things, or you learned because you wanted to grow, or what was that, what motivated you to do all these things?
So I again say that whatever comes to your way, embrace that. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's very interesting that I have a bachelor's degree in one of the stream. I have post graduation degree in another stream.
Mm-hmm.
I have started my job with, I would say one domain. I have switched to another one. And then, so how I see is that always the upside of anything I do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one should never be shy of in, doing the experiments with the life, right? Of course, with a calculated risk.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to do something
Mm-hmm.
stupid, but yeah, take that calculative risk and then try. Until you try, you are not going to really know that
Mm-hmm.
whether you meant for it, you are going to do good there or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say is that be it human resource management, or be it administration, be it customer service, any of the areas,
Mm-hmm.
I feel that your inherent style, or inherent skill sets which are there, right? And you
Mm-hmm.
have to just um unbox it
Mm-hmm.
the moment you take up the challenge, of course, by
Mm-hmm.
taking all the right thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And then you learn that really it is not as challenging as you think it may be from far. You
Mm-hmm.
take it, and you actually start doing good with your all positive mindset. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, by having the right ecosystem also around you, right? You have to ask for the help wherever you feel
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that you are stuck. Just ask for the help, right? It is as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
Ask it to the right person, and
Mm-hmm.
you get it. So
Right.
that's good.
I think you just mentioned this very correct point. Like asking for help. Uh, do you think you were like this from the childhood itself, or you learned all these things, or how did you when did you understand that okay, asking for help is a good sign? I mean, it's okay to ask for help, because most of us are, we feel shy, or we feel, feel reluctant not to ask for help, and those kind of situations. So what made you think, ki asking for help is a good thing? Is it
I think
because
again,
probably the your surrounding people in surrounding you, they made you feel that way ki it's okay?
yeah, of course. I mean,
Mm.
I would say that now I hear sometimes that maybe some girls will say that I motivate them,
Mm.
or they say that when we look at you, we feel so motivated. We would like to be like you, and I feel that
Even I also feel ki I get motivation from you. So,
thanks for being so kind. So I feel content when I hear
Mhm.
something like this. I feel content, and I feel that okay. I hope that I'm doing whatever my tiny, I would say, effort in encouraging someone or motivating someone. Because
Mhm.
when I started my journey, I feel that I also used to get influenced, or I mean encouraged by other people around me. And I will
Mm.
not name it as male, female here. I
Mhm.
will say that I mean it- it's like in any
Mhm.
movie. I don't want to really quote any movies dialogue here,
Mhm.
but it's like ज्ञान मिल रहा है तो
हाँ,
आप
सब जगह
बांटते
से
जाओ,
बात
right?
राइट
It's like
राइट.
that. So I mean, people around you always give you some learning, and you learn from it. And I feel that in my journey, I mean, be it male, female, and if I talk about specific women,
Mm-hmm.
then I learn from them only, right? That ask
Mm-hmm.
for help. And I think I have been to couple of I would say discussions, workshops, and where I hear common thing from
Mm.
every of the uh, women leader. They
Mm.
speak the same. They say the same thing, that
Mm.
use your system surrounding your people around you, leverage them, ask for help, and feel free, right? And then you
Mm.
are not feeling guilty of it, because after all, you are not the super person, right? I mean, you are
Mm.
just a human being, and you will require that support. Just ask for it, and then
Right.
half of your problems get solved there.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Uh, when you talk about influence, like, what do you think? What is the best way to influence people?
Okay. I feel your positive attributes,
Mm-hmm.
uh, your intention to do the right thing
Mm-hmm.
by keeping your virtues and
Mm-hmm.
your values intact,
Mm-hmm.
and do the right thing. And people around you, maybe
Mm.
in a short run, they don't get you, or they are not sure.
Mm-hmm.
But in long run, I'm sure that they understand that, and they know that, I mean, you are doing the right thing, and I think you are going to get your bit of it. I
Mm.
I, I don't know I have answered your question or not.
Yeah, I mean,
Mm.
yeah, in a partial way, right? I mean, but yes, the intention, as you say, that is extremely important, right? I mean, if you come up with a right intention, then probably not today, but someday, the person get, change, or he or she will think that, okay, what she said is correct, right? I mean.
Yeah, and I think in return, when you are doing a right deed, and when your virtues and your, I mean, thinking intentions are right,
Mm.
I think I am a simple person, and I feel that you get good in return. That's it. I will keep it as simple as that.
Mm. 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 Cool, cool. And Nikita, how do you maintain such confidence? And I'm asking not only, in terms of everything, because I have seen you a confident person almost all the time. Okay, so what it is that, yes.
Okay. I feel in a way, I think I said it before also, and
Mm-hmm.
I hope that I do not sound, I would say, monotonous or boring here, but I
Mm.
will say same thing, that
Mm.
it is about you understanding your own potential. I mean, you are
Mm.
in the journey, right? I mean, you
Mm.
never feel that you have reached to your full potential, and you are the most self-actualized person. But I
Mm.
feel that the moment you start realizing
Mm.
that you are in the journey of self actualizing, and
Mm.
I think that gives you, I would say, all this strength,
Mm.
and you call it confidence, but I think that's what built this strength within you.
Mm.
I am also fortunate to have people, I mean, a bundle of people around me who
Mm.
then help me to understand this, because I will never say that I have, I mean, come to this speed
Mm.
by my own journey and, introspection. I think if
Mm.
I say that, I will be wrong,
Mm.
because then people around you also plays vital role.
Mm.
And I am fortunate that I have, people around me who then help me come to that point, whereas I started embracing the fact that
Mm.
God has made me like this, and I should believe in what I do.
Mm.
And I will continue embrace the fact that whatever that simple elementary of my life, whereas what I am, I would like to just be feel good about it, and
Mm.
do not underestimate myself at any given point, and
Mm.
rather, I mean, always look up and see that, I mean, there is more to do
Mm.
for me, but at the same time, what I'm doing it at a level which I should be feel content and happy about it. So
Mm.
that's
Mm.
what I would say.
Okay, okay. And I also strongly believe, when you go out, you go out from your comfort zone, or even if you visit some places, then you meet a lot of new people, and you get transformed. Basically, you learn from them, different cultures and all. And I'm relating to your different trips. I mean, you have been to a lot of different cities, countries, right? So what did you learn from all these foreign trips that you had, recently?
Okay, I mean, list is long. There is like there are many things. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm also maybe going little off to the content, whereas I'm saying that if you really see, then I feel that I have learned a lot around, I mean, we are in this race of also, I would say, going more towards the Western style culture and all that, versus, I mean, sometimes we doubt our own, I would say, culture, and we start adopting something new and trendy, which we
Mm-hmm.
do. I feel that I can actually go and talk about it a lot. But
Mm-hmm.
as you want me to keep it more focused towards me,
Mm-hmm.
I will say that we have inherent lot of intellectual intelligence with us, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And
You mean as an individual?
individual, and
Mm-hmm.
because you are rightly asked for, let's say, a foreign country or many cities and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying is that first I will say it in context of foreign country, and
Mm-hmm.
I will say that when we have a lot more intelligence within us,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we are blessed that way, and that's where we should not underestimate ourselves when we look at other culture or other countries people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's one thing I learned, because even if, let's say, I'm not full prepared, but if I go and start giving my I mean, pitch to the subject, I feel that, I mean, generally that a lot of sense is there, and if I talk about it also is going to, make I would say a lot of sense for other people.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, that's what my learning. But I want to go back to what I said about the values we
Mm-hmm.
have, and I feel that that is what our values and our virtues, which then is making us standing out very tall, and we are proud of what we are. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's what make us different from other, and that's what I learned. By the way, any country I have been to, and I feel that, I mean, we are blessed that way. That's what my own learning here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Going a little bit deep into this particular question, learning as in do you learn something about yourself that you did not know earlier when you go to any foreign countries, you interact with people, or even if you just see the different places, I mean, do you get some different thoughts or some different kind of feeling about yourself, that okay, maybe some fear comes up, right, going all alone in some foreign country, and you realize that okay, I didn't know that I was afraid of this particular thing, right? So have you thought of this kind of thing during your trips?
So actually, answer is no. Maybe if
Mm-hmm.
you are surprised, but I will feel it that no, because I was talking about self-actualization. I was talking about believing yourself, and I was talking all those things, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I think it is same in this context as well.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I don't think so that I have any different thought when I'm meeting different people, be it city
Mm-hmm.
or country.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it is same, right?
It is same. Okay.
It is not going to, I mean, it has not changed for me,
Mm-hmm.
that's for
Mm-hmm.
sure. And thanks for
Okay.
asking this question, because when you ask it, and when I'm started
Mm.
thinking about it, I
Mm.
started actually feeling even more, I mean, proud of myself, that nothing has actually changed for me. Really, I
Okay.
was thinking the same what I used to think even now.
Okay.
So
Cool. Good. Good. Okay. Now I'm going a little bit into the technical aspects of your work. As an HR professional. So, what do you think? What are some mandatory qualities or some skills that a HR professional should have?
okay, so I would say that unlike of technical, I would say jobs,
Mm-hmm.
HR is all about people. Okay, and it's about your connection with people.
Mm-hmm.
So that one thing is a must, I would say,
Mm-hmm.
in any vertical of HR. But I feel that is one thing which then, which is making your job and your life easy when you are
Mm-hmm.
in a, I mean, HR domain.
Mm-hmm.
You would like to embrace the fact that and I'm talking of myself, whereas I feel that, I mean, when you have a good solid connection with people, you understand, you are empathetic about their changes, the different and diverse
Mm-hmm.
thoughts or thinking they have.
Mm.
And I think that is one thing any HR professional should possess, and I think that keeps the HR
Mm.
professional also close to the people.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing I will say is about in today's transformative, I would say, world,
Mm.
whereas you would like to be also a partner with your other functions or departments or capabilities, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't be at the same pace where you used to be, and then rest of the world is moving, right? You have to
Mm.
move with that.
Mm-hmm.
And whereas when we see around us, a lot of, I would say, automations, digitalization, transformation,
Mm-hmm.
and in that era, an HR professional also have to transform
Mm-hmm.
with that speed,
Mm-hmm.
and that one thing then help you in your role. Last thing I will say is about uh, providing that partnership, and I think I
Mm-hmm.
touch upon that point in the previous point,
Mm.
whereas you would like to see a business and
Mm.
not just think only from the human resource angle point of view,
Mm-hmm.
right? You would like to be connected with them, but at the same time also try understand the business,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, give your partnership there. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's how you learn a lot
Mm.
for your role as well. You
Mm.
connect more with people, because that's how you learn that what people are doing, what are the functions, capabilities are doing, and I think you help them in their journey. So
Mm-hmm. I think it's about probably you are trying to say, you have to be you have to maintain a balance, right? When you're as an HR professional, you have to connect with the people, and you mentioned very right. I mean, I haven't thought of that earlier. That okay, you have to think about the business as well. You can't go too much emotional in this domain, right? Uh, but at the same time, you have to think about the business aspects as well.
true.
So, right, that's what you were trying to say.
True. Because
Mm.
that's how, other capability department or people are going to see you as their partner.
Mm.
And that always help, right? When you provide that partnership, I think
Mm.
it always help in your any of the role.
Mm.
Then you have seen as a different capability altogether or a function. Why
Mhm.
you want to be a different one, right? You are
Mm.
amongst them and you would like to be in that race, I would
Mm.
say, in that journey of transformation. And I
Mhm.
think you, by the way, you also sometimes learn that I'm actually good at many more things rather than
Mm.
just in my area, right?
Mhm.
You should again go
Yeah,
about
sure.
it.
Go ahead. Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I was going to ask you in earlier, like, are you good at other domains? For example, like marketing or finance. I mean, do you think you can do it?
I will never say no, right? I will never say no. As I said, I'm one person like that
Okay.
who is believe in experimental. I would say
Mhm.
discoveries, and
Mhm.
I think we should do that, right?
You
More
should
you
do
do,
that.
more you learn. That
Right.
more you can do. Yeah,
Good. Very
yeah.
nice. Very nice. Uh, Now taking you a little bit, into opposite direction, when you talk about, HR professional connecting with people, at the same time thinking about the business as well. But do you have that eye to look at that? Okay, all human beings are, we can say, like in spirituality, like we all are spiritual beings having human experiences. So do you have that perception about people? For
That's true.
example, when you are, when you have to connect with people so much more than any regular person has to do, professional has to do, right? You interact with people sometimes on a deep conversation with them, you know uh, that's what your roles and responsibility entails, right? But when some adversity happens, during that conversation or during that interaction, and at the end of the day, when the uh, you sometimes think that okay, नहीं ये अच्छा नहीं हुआ या फिर ये अच्छा हुआ, इसके साथ पे कुछ बराबर जमा नहीं है. But then are you able to take that situation and accept that situation as it is, and come to a conclusion in terms of कि क्या बोलते हैं ना कि are you able to complete with that particular topic, you get closure within yourself, right? And sometimes, that closure requires thinking either philosophically or spiritual way. How do I, forgive this person, or how do I take this situation? you know? So in that terms, I'm saying ki, कि भाई ठीक है, we all are like a soul, and we have this human body. So okay, whatever has happened, that is completely okay. Are you, do you have such thoughts?
So I think I let's say we do interact a lot of people, different and diverse. I would say
Hmm.
profiles,
Hmm.
and sometimes, of course, when you are dealing with something, a tough situation or so, and then that gives you a. I mean, you are also at the spot, right? Whereas
Hmm.
then you are also, not always rock solid and trying to be, the problem provide, I would say, alternative and solutions for everything.
Hmm.
You, on the other side, you are also a human being, right?
Hmm.
I think important is that you have to believe the fact that maybe it is sometimes not the person but the situation, right? Which
Hmm.
is where then that individual is in, and
Hmm.
you have to be, I would say, empathetic about it. And I think
Hmm.
I feel that, as you rightly said, um, it prime thing is that you are a human being and another person is just another human being, and you would
Hmm.
like to do not forget that fact that sometimes it happens, right?
It's happened.
And you would like to be just of course, within your framework, within your processes, you have to follow some of the, I would say,
Hmm.
expectation which is there from you, which you would
Hmm.
like to do. But at
Hmm.
the end, you don't want to really hit someone or to that extent love someone too much by,
Hmm.
keeping that fact in the mind
Hmm.
that, okay, this is what the situation was.
Hmm.
You would like to just be easy about it because the fact I said, right? I
You
mean,
you
that
can't
sometimes
you
it
can't
is more of
afford
the
to get
situation.
carried away. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. True.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay, Nikita, my next question is about, like, since you are, uh, thriving in this HR domain in your corporate job, at the same time, how do you manage your home, the work-life balance, the million-dollar question? Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mm.
I feel that it is again comes with an experience,
Mm-hmm.
and I heard many girls say this, that they feel guilty when then they are not able to sometimes manage both the fronts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I also get into that trap.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but at times, I also learn
Mm.
that, as I previously also mentioned, that I'm
Mm.
not someone who is then the superhuman. I'm
Mm.
just a normal person, and I have to shout out for help wherever
Mm-hmm.
I, I feel that I require that. And to start with, for family, I would say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's completely fine
Mm-hmm.
to have also that expectation from family
Mm-hmm.
that you have a high pressure job and you have a role to perform there, and at the same time
Mm-hmm.
there are also few things which then they have to demonstrate from their side.
Mm.
And I will give example of, let's say, my own, I would say, father or spouse. Whereas when they are around me, they are at home, and when, let's say, we are in a daily course, when we I think they will be much more supportive. I see
Mm-hmm.
them when they are around me, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
they know that one is that I will never shy away in also saying that
Mm. Mm.
uh, why only one female has to do something like this, right? And why
Mm.
we all will not be part of something like this. So
Mm.
they know that from expectation point of view, I'm like that.
Mm.
I will say it for not just myself, but for
Mm.
any female in the house for
Mm.
that reason. And I will feel that that also make the male counterparts also much more, I would say, responsible, and I would say much more empathetic about the fact that at times women have to manage both the fronts, and their expectation is also that we manage both the fronts as
Mm.
efficiently as other members do, right?
Mhm.
So then it requires support, and you simply then do your bit of it, and I think
Mm.
that's what realistically then help each other
Mm.
to get succeed, be it professional or personal, any of the front, I will
Right.
call it. And by the way, same goes with your not just why only it is the same thing at home. It should
Mm-hmm.
be same thing even in your professional side of it also, right?
Mm-hmm.
If
Mm-hmm.
your kid is sick, if he has an exam, right,
Mm-hmm.
just maybe share it with your colleagues, share it with your manager, and just ask for the help, right?
Mm.
And I think it works. I will
Yeah,
say, when you have very open discussions, I think it helps, and then you feel, I would say, very easy, and I
you
would say
get that.
peaceful about
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then you are not under that guilt that, I have to manage this or that front.
Mm.
So,
Mm. Right, right. I think you encourage the open discussions and giving that space to to people, right? So,
true, true,
and I think that's
rightly
very
said.
important, in HR domain, right? I mean, understanding people from, I mean, all the point of view is really needed, and that gets reflected in your conversations. I'm sure your team members are feeling psychologically safe working with you, right? So,
Yeah, I
okay.
trust the same.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, okay. My last question probably, do you think women empowerment is overrated? I mean, please take it as a very neutral question. It's not. I'm not intending to ask in a different any other way. But yes, just wanted to know because you are into that business for so many years, right? You must have experienced so many things. So just wanted to have your honest opinion.
Yeah. So, of course, and I will say that doing anything in excess is overrated, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
do it at a balanced way, and it is always good.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact of the matter is that one side of the coin, whereas really I see that, I talk about the male dominance. Sometimes I also talk about on the other side variety of other things. But I feel that the fact is that still, you know you look at the position of, let's say, general manager or CEO, right? And
Mm-hmm.
how many women you will find there?
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
there will be, one amongst 10. I think
Mm-hmm.
still I'm saying quite a lot number, right? I would say it will
Mm-hmm.
be, I'm not surprised that it will be one amongst 100. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
when we say women empowerment, I feel that I think it is also required,
Mm-hmm.
because then we would like more of the women and girls to not to just start their working knowledge or professional career
Mm-hmm.
uh, just after the university or college, I would say, experience, but to
Mm-hmm.
continue it, right? And to continue it, we would like to encourage them to do that, because I think I have generally, I mean, again, some statistics, I'm not giving any specific reference here, but that says that most of the women
Mm-hmm.
are getting their professional career, completing their professional career in somewhere in the middle management. Okay, so looks
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, they started with I
Mm-hmm.
would say a lot of confidence when they are coming
Mm-hmm.
out of university, or so they start, and then they go up to, I would say, good executive level,
Mm-hmm.
managerial level, and then I
Mm-hmm.
think that's it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
after that, maybe whatsoever reason or so, but they really do not make it at GM or CEO or
Mm-hmm.
CFO or that level, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel that I think more and more families should normalize this thing, whereas then,
Mm-hmm.
girls' education, we talk of their professional side of it, the exposure as same the boys are getting. I think
Mm-hmm.
girls should do that.
Mm-hmm.
And wherever it is not happening, then I think this women empowerment and all that we talk of, I think we should continue to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, I will call it as anything excess is not good, and that's where uh, on the other front, whoever are women in this world, let's say, I will call it as someone like me,
Mm-hmm.
who is there, should also not try to take advantage of it, right? And I will be very
Mm-hmm.
open in putting this
Mm-hmm.
upfront here, that
Mm-hmm.
we should not leverage it for our own personal interest.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, that's not a good thing.
Hmm.
And that's what the balanced view I have about something like this.
Hmm.
I feel that when you are a woman at a good, I would good and accepted level
Hmm.
in
Hmm.
your professional side of it, you should encourage more girls to, come there, right?
Hmm.
And sometimes it's a not good fact, but we see that, women are sometimes not supportive of other women, right?
Hmm.
Not every time it is the case, but generally, right? And
Hmm.
I will say why. And then
Hmm.
you yourself is not encouraging the fact that, more women and girls should be there, right? So we
Hmm.
should, I mean, eh, we should embrace the diversity, which is then, coming from different, I would say, diversified people.
Hmm.
And so as same is for women.
Hmm.
So I will put my answer in something like this.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Right. So yes, Nikita, my probably last question. In this high pressure working job, like how do you find your me time? Your personal time where you work on yourself and come up with your better version every time. So what do you do?
So, it is same, nothing very different.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that um, whatever time I get, which I call it as quality me time
Mm-hmm.
for me,
Mm-hmm.
you have to sometimes find out, right? You don't get it just easily, because
Mm-hmm.
I feel that it goes back to also your nature, that you would like to be always busy with some or other thing, either professional or family side of it, personal side of it. So it's very unlike that I get that time. But also I think I also know the importance of that me time,
Mm-hmm.
because until you have that meaningful quality me time for you, you are going to get exhausted, right? And
Mm-hmm.
somewhere you are going to take, take out that pressure somewhere in the work or somewhere in your
Mm-hmm.
family.
Yeah. Right.
That's where uh, couple of things which I feel is that, having just a, I would say, cup of tea with
Mm-hmm.
light music going on, whereas you
Mm-hmm.
are only one, at home. And I cherish that time really.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to just play my 90s music and,
Mm-hmm.
just be with that, right?
Okay.
That's something. Uh, I feel that those are some of the things, right? And I'm not giving
Mm-hmm.
more examples because it's, I think, very common. Most of
Mm-hmm.
us do. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going there really. But what I feel is anything, something else.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I feel that finding your me time even with you or someone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now you will find this little interesting,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel that I cherish my
Mm-hmm.
and be proud of what all my tiny successes I get, let's say during the day or during a week,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I very proudly, with a lot of, I would say pleasure, I share it with my family members, friends,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel that that is also my me time. And by that, I get motivation back to keep going in this, I would say race.
Right.
So I don't know. I have not asked really my family or friends that how they feel. But let's say if something happens during the day where I
Okay.
feel that, I have done good, right?
Mm-hmm.
No one else is really telling me that whether I have done good or not. I myself is thinking that, okay, I have done good enough. I would like to share it with my friends. I would like to share it with my family
Correct.
whenever there is an opportunity. And they will also have sometimes laugh. They will also sometimes, say that, no, good job done. So I think I feel that I
Hmm.
also like to have those me times whereas I'm talking about myself, right?
That will be self appreciation.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
good, 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 good. Okay, okay. I mean, thank you so much, Nikita. I'm done from my side. Is there anything that you want to share?
I definitely, if I get chance, I would like to interview you, because I
Okay,
have many questions that how
okay,
you keep yourself so much motivated. But I will not ask it full here,
okay. Mm-hmm.
because that itself requires 60-minute, 120 minutes, I would say, interview. I will ask one question, and you would
Mm-hmm.
like to also share your thoughts here.
Okay.
What keep you motivated? I think, most of the people who is, going to watch this will
Mm-hmm.
know you, and they
Mm-hmm.
know you that, you are a professional IT professional. On the other side, you have a lot of things you do,
Mm-hmm.
starting from tapping, this tap show, talk show. You have also interest in reading a lot of good stuff. Then you
Okay.
also learn a lot about some of the subjects like homeopathy. So you have a lot of stuff to do, right? How you
Okay.
really get the time to do all this?
Okay.
Okay. Second is keep yourself motivated to, do variety of stuff which then you enjoy
Hmm.
to do. So that's one
Okay.
question I want.
Okay. To answer that, you are my 25th guest on the talk show. Okay.
Wow.
And and no one has asked this question. Of course, some of people, like have asked offline. But when I'm saying is this because, each person I have interviewed so far, I'm really feeling that, each person is a university, and I learn so many things from this interviews that that is, keeping me motivated to interact with more and more people. Okay. Because you can just see, during this interaction, I have got so many different perceptions, different perspectives based on whatever you said, right? uh, in fact 2 3 things that I have already have in my mind that okay, ये बहुत ही अच्छा कहा इसने, ये एक अलग idea था, this is how I think I should also think about this. So I believe, each this interaction keeps me motivated to reach out to more and more people. And I strongly believe, uh, each person has lot of stories to share, right? And not only the highly successful or who has most of the followers have something to say, but ordinary people have extraordinary stories. So knowing that those stories gives a lot of inspiration, motivation, and a lot of learnings happen during this conversation. So I think I can say this keeps me motivated, especially for this particular talk show.
Thanks for sharing it with me. I think
Yeah.
I feel that you motivate a lot of people around you by doing,
Hmm.
what you are doing. So
Thank
continue
you.
to do that. Thanks for sharing your thoughts
Thank
with
you.
me.
Thank you. In fact, no one has asked such questions in my interview. I feel literally like this is interview where interviewer, not interviewer, but interview is asking question to interview.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for asking this. And yes, I really enjoyed and learned so many things, so many different ideas that you shared. The way you, work on your, corporate job and all. So thank you for sharing all these things. Thank you, Nikita.
I am fortunate, and I feel that we had a good talk, and I think I feel good to be to come here and
Hmm.
be part of this discussion. And thank you
Absolutely.
for providing this platform where I can share my thoughts. So
Thank
I
you.
also would like to in return thank you.
You are indeed unstoppable. Okay. So continue to be like that and
Sure.
enjoy. Right.
Thanks, Advait.
Thank you, Nikita. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.